Brothers and sisters of the multiverse, what do we actually know? Why do I greet everyone as brother and sister of the multiverse? Why the multiverse? Why not just Earth or the universe? Here we go with some of the far out stories. But more and more people are starting to make or trying to make some plausible stories about the nature of everything. Plausible sounding, mind you. Despite all the thousands and tens of thousands of reports of alien abductions, of near-death experiences, of channelings, of astral travels, of all of that. When you put it together, it's called paranormal. It's all normal and explainable, but we don't know how. We don't really know any of it. Personal experiences, subjective interpretations, mind tricks, possible other dimensions, everything. How can we even begin to talk about it rationally? The Akashic records, the endless synchronization cycles, the archons and demiurge and Pistis Sophia and all of that. To try to spare ourselves from psychological pain or something, or spiritual one, we make up stories about the unexplainable. And there are possible traps after traps after traps of beliefs. Which of those are serving what or whom? Why do we exist at all? Just so we can ask these questions? I mean, the mathematical, almost impossibility, but extreme improbability of this so-called physical universe are mind-blowing, to say the least. All this perfect balance of forces and counter forces in physics, and once you get into that, you have to believe this can't be a coincidence. 1 in 100 billion chance? Come on. If you go into the mathematics of this. So, what's going on here? We're like in this so-called prison planet, like bacteria in a petri dish, who are trying to understand the scientist. We can't know anything for sure. Ever. Big word, I know. And I don't use it lightly. I always avoid saying always or never or all or nothing. But my point is, even eternity spent in one place, there where all is good, could just be another trap. And this school could be just a jail. Could be. It's possible. But what can you do about it? You can take some spell and then you're free. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Alright, you figured it all out. Come on. Some George from Bloomington or some, I don't know, Clemens, the car mechanic from Indiana. Really? You figured out the nature of the universe and cracked the code? A little humble acknowledgement that no one on this planet, in this human form, highly limited, can ever know in his lifetime even a fraction of it. Just come on. But since we are here, all in the same boat, the least we can do is acknowledge that. And stop fighting each other over trivialities or single ideas or single beliefs, which are just that, beliefs. So you get better through your day. What kind of a world would we have if you're not trying to impose our belief systems on others and just treat each other as if we were all in the same boat and not better or worse off, and just be decent human beings? Is that so hard? Is it? Why still people have to put others down to feel better about themselves? No, I have the truth. No, I have the truth. Really? If there are plenty of other realms and dimensions, and if there are some benevolent ones and some malevolent ones, that just reflects our own kind down here, right? We can just extrapolate and project our ideas of how we see ourselves in the world, this world, to the others. We just don't have the capacity to explain stuff. Like travel backwards in time with your laptop and show it to a caveman, and then he should go around explain what he saw. Just doesn't have the vocabulary for that. Like we don't for certain things. There are orders and there are disorders, and there are disorders who look like order, and order that looks like disorder. Packed in a bigger order. And even beyond that, and it never ends. Or we don't know where it ends, or we can't ever know where it ends. The hard question of consciousness. when there are too many records, too many testimonies, too many experiences from too many people that define the usual orthodox explanation of this planet and life itself. One can't dismiss it, but also doesn't have to blindly believe it. It's the most painful part, to accept not knowing, so we cling to ideas. Like our life and our very soul depends on it. Of course, it's understandable, but it's not helpful. Or is it? Maybe belief is the only thing we will ever have, and we just have to roll the dice that our belief is the one true one that will save us in the end. What a rigged game, right? When you have a chance of 1 to 20,000 different ideas of being right. Why would someone or something go to all this trouble to construct this multiverse so complex and so layered and ungraspable, just to give us a chance of 1 in 20,000? I grant you, looking at that from that perspective, it sounds like an elaborate evil trap. But what if all of that is also just a distraction? Just another test to see if we falter and get back to egocentrism, you know? But what we do know is that we're here in the same freaking boat. And the best thing that we can decide to do is to make this world and this life and this place a better one. And we could. It is just a decision. Easy is that. To abolish wage slavery, debt slavery, any kind of slavery. We can do that. The dark tetratypes are expanding and making system itself, so it promotes the dynamics of people becoming that, and therefore they make it even harder for the rest, the more of them there are. You can resist. We have to resist. We have to, no matter what happened to us in childhood or in how those who we once called friends treated us and betrayed us, or partners or whatever, can still always choose not to fall into the traps of false conclusions and fall into bitterness and resentment and all of that. It's a choice. We can connect it with ideas of the divine inner spark in us, or whatever, or just strength of character, or just psychological resilience, call it what you will. But it's a choice. And it has to be a conscious choice. To try to understand why things are how they are, why people are how they are, and not waste energy on things that are not helpful. Some revenge fantasies to establish cosmic justice or something. Come on, you're not a spiritual warrior. That doesn't make you that. Hatred, revenge, bitterness, resentment, any dividing paradigm is in the end self-defeating. Because we're all in the same boat here. And we do have to focus on the here and now to make that better. In the end, for now, that's all we have and all we truly know. No backstabbings, no manipulations, no climbing over others to get what you don't actually want or need. No distorted value systems. No selective belief systems. none of that will get us into the light. The moment you're not in peace in your heart, in harmony with all existence, all starts to crumble. Even if you believe in demons and such, these were just once, maybe, just like us, but through lifetimes of bitterness and resentment and fights with others and rejection of the idea of unity and ego trips, and through I'm better, I deserve more. Maybe that made them to the golems they are. Think about that for a second. And maybe we surely don't have to give in, but maybe take it as a cautionary tale, where we also could end up fall from grace. Every decision we make could be really noted in Akashic records, or however you want to call it, and that accumulates. There is no pretense if everything is no. No mask of yourself that you show the world will fool the all. Maybe a few people, but they're, you know. That's why those philosophies and ideas of us being inherently bad are so such a shining door to a never-ending downward spiral in all egocentrism, the paranoias, the us versus them, the dividing starts there. All dividing beliefs are ultimately damaging. think? I mean, we can take any situation, take any words, take any person, and we can discuss every step of how someone became what he or she is, with understanding, compassion, and at least tolerance. Tolerance mostly comes from understanding. We can learn from others' mistakes. We can see beyond the boundaries of our little selves and our little worlds in our heads. A good start I believe, is the acknowledgement that we don't really know anything. Anything. Even if you can prove scientifically and make one experiment 1,000 times and always get the same results, it is still not a proof that 1,001st time wouldn't show other results. If this is a simulation, if all of this is a simulation, it's like a computer game. If you click this button, this avatar would do this. You can do it 1,000 times and he will do it 1,000 times. And then someone can come and go to options and controls and replace the button with something else. The next time you click it, he does something else. Even a million times, even a dozen billion times. Same results for the same experiment, in the same conditions, with the same everything, is not proof. Hate to break it to you, it's not proof. You don't have proof for anything. You have observable facts. For the moment, it seems that it works that way. And we work with that. And more often than not, it really works with that formula. But we don't know if tomorrow will be the same. don't know. We think to know, we believe to know, we believe to have the truth. We never do. So it's only a choice to at least acknowledge that and with the information that we have, and the acknowledgement that we're all here in the same boat, at least make ourselves a nicer existence, and never on the backs of others. Does this sound like a reasonable proposal? I think it does. So, if you have a better one, I'm all ears. I really am. Let me know in the comments, because I think I wrapped it up all right in such a short notice. But of course we can circle each other on that also for as long as we exist. That's why it's almost irrelevant to talk about it, but to find a way in this short time we have called life to at least not stab each other in the backs, or kick each other down, and kick each other while we're down, and to feel better about ourselves. Why? Why? How did we get here? Ever? I'm talking all the blood spills in the history of our existence as human beings on this planet. What is this? Can't do better. It's a choice. It's just everyone's little choice that accumulates and encompasses us all. Just a little thought. Love you, brothers and sisters.